we're so happy that you're giving us some time here. I just want to get your take on some of the missteps. I'm not going to say this guy's done things that should put him in jail. Obviously, the assault charge was not found to be anything that they could press charges on. The crabs, the situation with the signing of the autographs, getting on the table. How disappointed are you in him, and do you think that this is putting him down the wrong path, Charlie?
Disappointed. I have kids, and they're disappointing. There's some of the decisions that they make are very, very disappointing. And Jameis is very similar to like one of my sons. So, some of the things he's done, of course, you're disappointed in some of the choices that he's made, but we're all in that boat at some time and fashion. However, he just happens to be, just like most athletes, he's a quarterback of a national ranked team, and everything he does that's negative definitely gets out into the public light. But very few things that he does on the positive end ever makes it outside of football or baseball. So, just like anything, it's going to be unfair. And the kid is a good kid. I talked to him this week, and he's studying film and going to class and doing those types of things to get prepared and ready for the game on Saturday. And, he's admitted that he's made some dumb choices,
Now, if I'm a general manager in the NFL, Charlie, and I give you a call and say, listen, I'm thinking of picking him up in the first round to be my quarterback, would you advise me to do that, make that pick?
I would. From a talent standpoint, of course, he's one of the top quarterbacks, and he prepares that way, and he plays that way. And, of course, he has to mature a little bit and making better decisions. And, some of us mature faster than others. And, we've all been in that boat, and we've seen it. And, he's going to mature because he has the right people around him. And he wants to have the right people around him, so he will mature in his decision-making once he continues to grow. But, all these instances, all the negatives that he's been through would definitely, help him mature faster because he wants to do the right thing, and he wants to have the right people around him to help him. But everything you do, you just have to be mindful of it, and I think he's learning that right now.
How did your relationship with him bond, Charlie? Is it because of the Heisman Trophy? Is it because of the Florida State connection? How did you guys meet and become confidants?
Well, we met at a USA football game or tournament. I was coaching on the USA football team. It was against Canada. And also against the world. And he was selected to be on that team. However, he didn't play, but he wanted to come and meet me. And we got a chance to sit down and talk at that time. And I just shared a few things, pitfalls that I had in college, and try to share, some of the things that he will be facing and what to look for. But just like all of us, we have to go through it. And but that's when it all started. And since that time, since he started playing a little bit more, we've become really, really close. And I've had him down to speak to my camp here in Pensacola, my Charlie Ward Mentor Leadership Camp. I came down and spoke to the kids and played with them as well. So he does a lot of things in the community that doesn't get recognized. But, that's how we've kind of bonded.
Is he receptive when you call him to give him advice, Charlie?
Yes, he is. Whenever I text him or talk to him, he's always, very, very receptive and listening. And, I think he understands that I understand, what he's going through, and it's not easy. A lot of times people think it's easy and you should make good decisions. However, if you haven't been in that position, making good decisions is not always the easiest thing to do. And, you have to be mindful of some of the decisions that you make because of your status. But like I said, he listens to me, and I just want to try to help him through it so that he can understand and know that, I'm not out there to try to get him, which I think he understands.
And Charlie, we do live in a bit of an enabling society where sometimes kids can say, well, it's the NCAA's fault, it's the school's fault, it's the media's fault, it's this one and that one's fault. Do you get a sense in the things that have gone wrong for him that he does feel a sense of responsibility and has grown through these negative experiences?
I think so. I mean, just like I said, sometimes it takes people longer to mature. And people say, well, you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that. Well, I mean, I'm talking to my biological kids, every day about some of the things that they shouldn't have done. Mm-hmm. And, over time they will mature to do what you've asked them to do on their own. But it takes, everyone sometimes a little bit longer. And, we've been enabling athletes and, politicians and people of, status for a long time. But now, society is starting to catch up with, you're not just hearing about one or two instances, you're hearing about a multitude of instances of people not making good decisions on all levels. So, it's just the time that we're living in. And, unfortunately for him, he's had to go through this, but I think it will make him a better person in the long run.
Talking with Charlie Ward, 1993 Heisman Trophy winner, now a high school football coach at Booker T. Washington High School in Pensacola. Paul Feinbaum does a wide-ranging radio show down in the South, Charlie, and he said yesterday that he knows for a fact that Florida State is really losing its patience with Jameis Winston with all the things that are going on. You obviously have a close relationship with FSU. Do you believe that's true, that they're losing their patience with him?
I don't know if if FSU is losing patience with him. He has an opportunity to possibly be leaving there shortly. Right. And it'll be on somebody else's hands in a sense. But I think, like I said, we would love for him to have made better choices, but in the long run, I think he's learned from these choices that he's made, and they're still winning. They're playing, not as well as they played in the past, and sometimes you have to live with some of the decisions that the guys make. You like for them all to make good decisions on and off the field, but a lot of times, people don't really mention that the kid is over a 3.2 GPA. And sometimes, that it takes a lot of discipline to be able to make that part happen. And, like I said, he has to mature in some areas. But, I'm the first one to get on him about stuff if it's something that he needs to, get his act together on. And he's very, very receptive to that. And I think that's just who he is.
Now, Charlie, obviously we've told everybody that you're doing high school football coaching, head coach as a matter of fact, but people here in New York remember you as a New York Knick. What do you miss most? Do you miss playing basketball most? Do you miss playing football most?
I really don't miss any of it playing. Right. Because my body is not in that shape.
So you can't run the triangle for Phil Jackson?
No, sir. None of that. But I do enjoy coaching football. Also helping young kids think through their thoughts and their ideas and their situations that they're going through on a daily basis. And, just trying to help kids to get to a place where they're making quality decisions once they get ready to go to college, or at least understand and know what a quality decision looks like.
Charlie, good stuff. Thank you for taking some time. I know you're busy today. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you guys for having me on.